solid live. Okay, and I'll do one of these.
And then before we sign off, I just want to, if you don't mind, I would like to do a little promo for myself.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude. That's why we're here.
That's what I'm thinking, brother. We're just helping each other out.
Which one was it? This one. Salt Lake. Okay, safe. Okay. I don't know why it's taking. There we go. Okay, we're finally back on. Okay, we're on. That's good, and we are solid. All right, we're back, guys. So
We're back. We're back.
We're back. Mac, we're on the 250 LCQ. We got Shock. We got
Bourdon, Boastflug,
and we got
Miller.
Mr. Miller.
Miller's been on that bubble consistently,
That's
huh?
not Henry.
It is not Henry. That is not our boy.
Henry. It's M. Miller.
That is Max Miller. That is Max Miller on the Bar X, maybe. I think Bar X Suzuki.
Yeah. Yep. So we got that's your top four right there. I always ask this question, Mac, to people that are on. I think I might have asked you earlier in the season. If you had to pick an LCQ to be in, would you rather be in a 250 or 450 LCQ?
For what, to transfer?
Yeah.
I got the same percentage either way. I would honestly, if I was wanting to make a main event, I would be 250. I feel like 250 is supposed to be the younger class, even though sometimes it's not. But I mean, I feel like if I would have the best chance, granted, I would never beat any of these guys on the straightaway, let alone a whole lap. But I guess 250 would be the one because typically more scrappy, more mistakes, less experience. You could exploit some more stuff there, I guess. 450. If you don't get a start in the 450 class, I've had plenty of LCQ experiences with Catanzaro and Ray and whoever else I've worked for over the years. 450 LCQs, if you don't get a start, you might as well pack it up. Yep. And sometimes I've done that. Sometimes I've seen AJ go out and start straight and he don't turn left because sometimes AJ don't know how to turn left. And I'll put that marker for my pit board back in my pocket. I'll clip my pit board back in my belt and I'll just watch him roll around for a little bit because we're not making it. It's LCQ for the 450. Yeah, you have to get a start. 250, you could come out of the first turn. Like I'm watching my boy Gage Linville, number 602. He's sitting in 9th place right now.
Man, not enough people mention his name. He was one of the only guys that I saw, and this is probably 2-3 years ago. In amateurs, was one of the only guys that was keeping up with the Star Racing amateur bikes on a not Star Racing bike.
Yes,
and like by a good ways, he was winning.
Gage is. I had the pleasure of training with Gage at MTF for a few years before Gage now he's training at 83 Compounder, the dog pound with the Lawrence brothers, which is definitely helping him for sure. But I get the liberty of training with him at MTF for a few years. Gage was at MTF for a number of years before I was there. He is a racer. He is I mean, I've helped him. I've done bike work for him. I have pulled favors for him. That's a good kid. He just wants to race. He is fast. He's got a lot of talent. I hope to God, I know if anybody out there is listening to this right now that has a team, please sign Gage for outdoors. He has nothing going on for it. He doesn't know what he's doing. Give the kid a ride. He will get you points every single round, 100%. He is a racer, for sure. He is a scrapper. That kid knows how to ride a dirt bike, if nothing else. Yes, Supercross is tough. He only got 3 laps in the LCQ to make it happen, but you give him 30 plus 2, he will get you in the top 20, 100%.
Fast. Holy crap! Are all the Bar X guys in? I think
I think that's the most Suzuki's. That's the most Suzuki's I've seen since the HGP 450 LCQ in like 2019.
Right? Holy crap! Looks like it's like an 05 LCQ, man.
Right? It's like 05 LCQ. So everyone's on Zooks.
Man, I'll tell you what though, at our level, like some of these Suzuki deals, I'm seeing you buy a brand new RMZ, you get a pipe, you get a graphics kit. Usually the dealer throws in some incentive like free tires or something. Like it might be worth it to go out there and buy a brand new Suzuki just for like the amount of parts you get with that thing. You're saving money.
Let me tell you, I mean, as far as a suspension guy goes, for 90% of the riders out there, you can get a Suzuki to be going just as good as you can a brand new KTM.
Yes. Yep.
Absolutely. So if you can get one for a few $1,000s less, what I think they're going for almost $3,000 less than the KTM, $4,000 less than the KTM.
Yep.
You put what, another $1,000 into suspension, get a seat cover, a pipe. You're still $2-3 grand less than a KTM, and you have a bike that's plenty
you could
better.
finagle a seat cover out of the dealer, and they're giving you a PC pipe with the purchase. Like their new,
Maybe
the new incentive to buy Suzuki, like they're just giving every bike gets a PC pipe.
maybe I got to switch to Suzuki. I had to go buy a PC pipe for my Kawasaki on Monday, and I'm dreading it.
It's wild. And
I mean, the thing is like they were always, we know because we're from that era. 2013, I think, was the last time they made a real change. That was the bike to be on.
Yes.
That was the best one to be on. And I'm sorry, but yes, since I've been at Sandbox, I'm a mechanic and I'm a nerd. I've been studying Kenny's bike.
Yeah.
You can make those just as good. Who cares if you have to move your leg to start it as opposed to hitting your thumb? Don't stall it. You know, just be better. Don't stall it.
Don't stall it. Yeah. Oh, I agree. But yeah, I mean, those for that price, man, because like I did seriously look at the 350s, and they're phenomenal bikes, but they're freaking 13 grand by the time you get them out the door. I mean, I could probably go find a 23 leftover or 22 brand new leftover, 6 grand, 7 grand, probably 450. You know, I mean, it's
if
crazy.
that I just bought a 24. Shout out Bobby Teasel, Landon C Power Sports. Gave me a great deal on my race bike for Pro Outdoors, 2024 KX 450. Rebates and all. I think I was out the door like less than 9 grand.
Yep.
Like, I mean, you don't got to spend the 15 grand or whatever the Austrian bikes are trying to get right now. And I'm not against KTMs. Don't get me wrong. It's a great bike. It's a great bike.
Yes.
But I'm all about, getting into it for as little as you can. You can go buy a Suzuki for what, 6 or 7 grand brand new.
Yeah.
And for, like I said, 90% of the riders, you go
the bike is perfect.
The bike's great. Yeah, it's rigid from what the pros say. No amateur will be able to tell that it's rigid.
Pro.
I can tell you, I've ridden new KTMs, new gas, new Husky, new Cowie, new Yamaha, old Suzuki. Guess what? They feel all the same to me.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
No, I mean I think it's great what Ken's doing for the sport and for Suzuki. I don't know what Suzuki's plan is in the future or whatever it is. But it's a breath of fresh air to be able to be like, yeah, this outdated bike. Yes, Jamie over at Twisted Development builds a great motor for those things. He has a division of his shop in the shop that I work in. They do great work. Can't take anything away, but at the 450 side of it, how much power do you need? How much more power do you need?
You really don't. And the thing that I try to tell everybody is the work that you guys as mechanics do, engine builders, suspension guys, you guys put so much effort into making the bike handle better. And more times than not, you're just trying to figure out where to move the power, not make more power, just trying to make it more usable or smoother or where it hits. That's pretty much all there is. But everyone's like, oh, I bet you those factory Suzukis or factory 450s have like 1,000 horsepower. It's like, no, dude, like that. Think about it. That doesn't make any sense. Like you can't. That's too much power to even use when you start getting into like the 70 and 80 horsepower.
I can tell you with confidence, Ken Roxon's World Supercross Championship bike was my bike. I built that bike. That was what he raced. We made that 450 slower than stock.
Yeah.
We took a stock Honda 450 and slowed it down, and Ken won a world championship on it. So it's the 450. It's especially 450. Suzuki 250 is still a great bike. Don't get me wrong, but you're talking 450. You don't need more than that. It's managing. You have Grant Harlan out here on as much of a privateer bike as ever, whole shotting bikes that probably have factory engines in them.
Oh, for sure.
It's
most definitely. You know what's crazy? We saw this the number what is he 78 or something like that? Or 23. We saw the 23 go by and we're like, dude, who has a super low digit Yamaha. Like who
Dude,
the
it
heck?
took me so long to figure out that
Dude,
Norin was
we were
22.
scratching our heads. We're like, who is this out there? And we're like, and I'm thinking, I'm like, no, it's not freaking what's his face? It's not Sexton. Like who is that? And it's like, oh, Grant Harley. I'm like, dude, he must have had I must have really spaced out on last season because that I did
Yeah,
not
it
see
was,
that,
dude.
you know?
It was all outdoors. And again,
Mm.
nothing against Grant. Grant's a great
No,
racer,
yeah,
but
super good guy, yeah.
there was 3 factory riders in the 450 class, and everyone else was privateers. And Grant was like top
Yeah,
5 every freaking race.
yeah.
But yeah, I remember sitting here. I think it was like third or fourth round of West Coast. We were doing East Coast. I'm like, who in the hell is 22 on a Cowie?
Yeah.
It's Freddie Noren because he had a great outdoor season last year.
Awesome, right? I was scratching my head, but man, this track looks like it's actually shaping up pretty good. I thought the rain would make it a little treacherous, but it's actually looks like it's tacking up pretty decently.
It looks like almost. So I don't know if anybody in here saw, in the chat saw, but I watched Brian Deegan's Instagram story today or
Mhm.
yesterday, and it's interesting because you saw that he was in the stadium taking a video
Mhm.
of what the Dirtworks crew,
Mhm.
and they were tilling up all the faces, and he was like wondering, are they doing that to create more ruts or whatever? I would have thought so. This looks more like a Dave. You can contest. This looks more like a 2017 Supercross track to me.
Harder faces,
Harder packed.
a little bit faster overall. Not too many 90s. Like this is kind of
This is kind of bringing us
yeah,
back to when we were all traveling together in this freaking
exactly.
litter box, right?
And
When we were hit
and
out
you
of the
know
litter
what?
box.
Yeah, the litter box. You know what? I think it was Supercross or Racer X had a like a recap or like a flashback of when they would let like like the superstars of our sport design a track each round. So it was like
Yeah.
2007 or something, and TP designed a track. And man, that I forget like sometimes about how cool the tracks used to be, but it was so unique and so fast and like fun. And I saw that I'm like, man, it makes me want to ride. But usually when we're like there, it's like AJ was saying earlier, like, oh, not these tracks don't really make you want to ride. Maybe a feature or two, you're like, oh, that'd be a cool little tabletop to hit. But the track overall, very rarely are we ever like, yeah, I want to ride this track. You know what I mean? Or it makes me want to ride. But back then, man, I feel like every track they had, like, it just makes you excited to ride your dirt bike. You see these guys racing and hitting these jumps, and you're like, man, I want to ride my dirt bike. You know?
No, for sure. I mean, how many track walks have we been on where we're like, I'm happy I'm not riding this thing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm done with this.
Like it's, I mean, pretty much, especially this year. I mean, to definitely to like back up what AJ was saying earlier, it's just I've walked every East Coast track of this series, and normally in years past, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of jealous that AJ gets to ride this or whoever I was working with gets to ride this. Every track this year, I'm like, so happy I'm not the rider.
Yep.
So it's either it looks so hard and so challenging or so
Hmm.
boring, whichever one. But like I remember I what was it? I think it was Birmingham. I was so excited for Birmingham because um where I was living at the time, it was like 2 hours away from me. So
Yeah.
like great, I could just drive there. I was sleeping in my bed Saturday night, which was so nice.
Yeah.
Um I remember walking the track Saturday morning in Birmingham because they changed it so much, expecting so much rain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad you're riding this because I don't. This doesn't look fun to me at all. This looks either
Yeah.
like it's shitty and it's muddy, or it's simple and it's boring, whichever one
Yeah.
you want. But no, for sure, it's just this track here. This reminds me of like I remember. I can't remember what year it was, but remember when AJ was riding for the Rockwell Watches Nuclear Blast team? He had that teal Cowie.
Yeah. Yep.
I want
2018
to say Jeremiah built that bike for him.
or something.
Maybe 2018. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I remember I flew out to Salt Lake City because AJ didn't have any help one day. So I bought my own ticket and everything, flew out.
Mhm.
And this track is, I mean, maybe it's just the dirt for Salt Lake City. I love Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
I mean, the
TJ.
track, the dirt, the
Yeah.
environment, the bars afterwards. So
Yeah.
it's just all a good time, Dave,
It's a
you
good
know.
time.
But no, this looks like just the typical like old school. middle 2000s track. Kind of skatey, but that's how West Coast is supposed to be. You can see that shininess on the straightaway, but that's what we're accustomed to. I know. I've been saying this for a while. Remember that 2014 James Stewart race in Toronto? I'm sure you know it.
Yeah, the iconic like
Last to first.
last of yep.
Triple quad, triple section. Oh yeah.
Yep.
I have been saying for so long, why don't we just do a season where we recreate tracks from years past?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
We've got, and yes, we don't race in Toronto anymore.
Was that Cade?
That was it, Cade? No, it was Harrison. I'm pretty sure Cade's already in.
Oh,
he's lucky. He's lucky his arm was tucked in. Oh,
or was that Short? Oh, Harrison.
I don't know what happened.
That's Harrison. Yeah, here we go. Yep. Oh my gosh. And right around the outside.
This is why you love the LCQs.
There goes Moran's.
Oh man. Moran's just like, did I qualify?
Yeah, did I do it?
I don't know what's going on here.
He's probably amped.
Last one of the season. He's been putting in the work. He's team owner basically at this point.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Starling, man. I've been talking to him the last couple of seasons. He's been in the program a little bit this year, and the dude is like so stoked to be a new dad. I brought Mary out to Denver last weekend, and man, she was talking to him a little bit, and she was like, "Yeah, I think he's my new favorite racer because he's just such a humble, nice dude. Just
he
like
is.
you know, put together, and more excited about his kid being boring than making the main. You know, he's just a good dude."
No, he's a great guy. I have most of the times I've been pitted under Ted's TPJ's tent all year. And normally we're like either right next to each other or like across from like away from each other, and just dude, I tell you, if you ever need to pick me up, go over and just look at him. Kid's always smiling, happy, laughing around. It's just like, how could you not have a good time?
Yeah, just a super good dude. So that's epic. All right, so that concludes what we're gonna do here over on YouTube. We're gonna do the rest of the mains over in the Moto Academy app. Mac, if you can't get into the Moto Academy app, or whatever, send me your email.
I don't think I'm allowed, Dave.
We got to talk sense into your guy, man. Well, you really need to be there. Mac, like I said, it's always awesome having you on. Your insight is phenomenal. If people want to follow along, if they want to reach out to you to see what you're doing, where can they find you, and what else have you got going on, man? Like with Viva.
Oh man. All right. So you can find me at Viva Suspension on Instagram, Mackenzie Angle 207 on Instagram. Those are my biggest avenues, I guess. Dude, let me tell you, we got a lot of things coming. Me and Brian Deegan are like this right now. We've got a lot of things in the works. So if you're not following along, please do, because I normally mess up and announce things before they're supposed to, and that's just the way I do it. So usually if you're following one of my accounts, you'll see some stuff. Like I think I posted the retro bike 2 months before I was supposed to. Whoops. But no, we've got some really cool ideas coming up. Just the Deegan stuff. Outside of that, dude, I'm always out. I'm trying to innovate the suspension game. I'm coming into it late. Just as far as like Enzo and Factory are that much further ahead of me, and I want to compete with those big guys. I'm always innovating. We're always trying new stuff. So just anyone who wants to follow me, Viva Suspension or Mackenzie Angle 207 on Instagram. Give me a follow, send me a message, ask me some questions. I don't care if you're sending me your suspension or you're just picking my brain. I'll help you out. That's what I love to do. But it's like I can guarantee you that if you're looking for suspension help, suspension tuning, revalve, servicing, I ship all over the world, pretty cheap. I think cheaper than most. And my goal is just to help people have fun on a bike again. I've been around it for so long. I think this is my 13th professional season. And I hear too often that people just don't like riding a bike, and I'd rather you like riding your bike. So if you're uncomfortable, if you're not liking it, please reach out to me. I'll give you whatever advice, information I can, whatever it is. Viva Suspension on Instagram. Give me a follow. Help me grow my brand. I'm trying to start my business from nothing. Dave, you know how that is.
Yep.
But anyone who's in the collective experience, I'm offering 20% off. Just let me know that you
Woo!
heard from me from Dave from the Collective XP, whatever it is. Instantly 20% off. Anyone who's in the Moto Academy, 15% off for the Moto Academy because I'm not allowed in there yet. Once I'm allowed in there, maybe 20. We'll see. But right now, Collective XP, you get 20% off Moto Academy, only 15 for now. But no,
And guys, don't forget,
anyone, reach
we're gonna
out.
link Mac below, and you'll see him on all this stuff going forward. So if you ever have a question, Mac's company will be below for all of our promo code usage as well as attached to this video. So please go to the description and check it out if you guys can.
Absolutely, Dave. I appreciate the help as always. Appreciate the time. This is
Anytime.
too few, and
This is fun. We're gonna get you on for outdoors for sure. More of these things, guys. We're gonna head over to the Moto Academy app to do the mains for this finale. If you've been with us for the whole season, we appreciate you. You guys are epic. We thank you so much for the support. You guys have been awesome with the questions and tuning in, showing all of our guests love on their socials, putting their businesses, just like Mac here. We really appreciate the community that we're growing here. Guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe, hit the like button, hit the little bell for notifications, spread the word. The bigger we grow, the more good that we can do, the more people we can help, and the more our sport grows. Same thing that Mac is doing. So please make sure, guys, follow along with all of our great guests, all of our great sponsors and promoters, and we're going to continue to keep bringing you great content. Mac, we will talk to you soon, and you guys have a stellar night.
absolutely, guys, take care. Love hanging out with you.
See you.